Housing Development Program in Africa. Housing Development Program and the globe. Number one, Housing Development Program.
The strength of every nation is measured not only by its economy or infrastructure, but also by the quality of shelter available to its people. Housing remains a critical pillar of development, shaping livelihoods, stimulating investment, and defining the future of growing communities. Welcome to Housing Development Program, your trusted platform for in-depth conversations, emerging trends, and transformative ideas within the housing, construction, infrastructure, and real estate sector. I'm Joseph Johnson. As urban populations continue to expand and economic realities place increasing pressure on home ownership, the demand for affordable, sustainable, and innovative housing solutions has never been more urgent. Across Nigeria and the African continent, stakeholders are exploring new partnerships, policies, financing models, and technologies aimed at bridging housing gaps and improving living conditions for millions. On this edition, we examine key developments driving conversations across the industry, from investment opportunities and mortgage financing to construction challenges and sustainable housing initiatives shaping the future of Africa's housing sector. Thank you very much indeed for joining us. Now, to begin, let's take a look at some of the trending stories making headlines across the housing and construction industry.
Organizers of the Africa International Housing Show, AIHS, have called on housing stakeholders across Africa to prioritize research, innovation, and technology in addressing the continent's housing deficit. The call comes ahead of the 20th edition of the AIHS, scheduled to hold from July 13 to 18, 2026, at the Transcorp Hilton, Abuja, with the theme Housing Solutions for Low-Income and Informal Workers in Africa. Speaking ahead of the event, AIHS CEO Festus Adebayo said the AIHS Innovation Hub would serve as a platform for showcasing housing technologies, sustainable building solutions, and research-driven ideas capable of transforming housing delivery across Africa. The event is expected to attract over 40,000 participants, 400 exhibitors, and delegates from more than 25 countries. The Housing Development Advocacy Network, HDAN, has called on the Abia State government to comply with a subsisting court order over the disputed Ogumabiri land and suspend activities linked to the proposed motor park and railway station, pending legal resolution of the matter. In a statement signed by its executive director, Festus Adebayo, HDAN expressed concern over reports that activities surrounding the project may continue despite an existing court injunction. The group noted that the High Court of Abia State had reportedly issued a perpetual injunction on July 30, 2025, restraining the state government from further entry into the land, adding that the Court of Appeal allegedly dismissed the government's appeal on May 6, 2026. HDAN stressed that respect for the rule of law, property rights, and judicial decisions is vital for investor confidence, housing development, and sustainable economic growth. The organization urged all parties to pursue peaceful dialogue and lawful engagement while reaffirming its commitment to transparency, sustainable housing development, and responsible urban governance. Delegates at the 13th World Urban Forum WF13 in Baku, Azerbaijan, have called for coordinated global action to address the worsening housing crisis affecting billions of people worldwide. In the Baku call to action, participants stressed the need for affordable, climate-resilient housing systems supported by stronger financing, better governance, and sustainable urban development. The forum, attended by over 57,000 participants from 176 countries, also highlighted Africa's growing housing deficit, with UN Habitat warning it could exceed 130 million units by 2030. To read the full details of the news, visit www.africahousingnews.com.
The current economic realities in Nigeria continue to place enormous pressure on citizens, particularly in the area of housing, where affordability remains a major concern for millions of families. Rising rents, increasing construction costs, and limited access to mortgage opportunities have further widened the nation's housing deficit, leaving many Nigerians in search of lasting solutions. Amid these challenges, industry stakeholders continue to advocate stronger collaboration, increased investment, and policy reforms capable of transforming the housing sector and improving access to decent accommodation. Now, one platform that has consistently championed these conversations is the Africa International Housing Show, widely regarded as one of Africa's leading gatherings for housing professionals, developers, investors, policymakers, and industry stakeholders. As another impactful edition approaches, the event continues to create opportunities for networking, innovation, partnerships, investments, and sustainable development across Africa's housing ecosystem. Here are reflections and testimonials from participants at previous editions.
Africa International Housing Show has created history. An organization that started modestly as a local institution has become an international pride for the country Nigeria. There is no show in Nigeria, especially in this sector, that you can compare. Not in Nigeria, in Africa, that you can compare with the Africa International Housing Show. It provides an international and institutional platform for players in the industry to come together and see how best to advance this industry. That show brings people from all over the world. And I must commend Barrister Festus Adebayo for your doggedness, and the vision to create such a platform that has become a veritable tool for players in the industry to come together and voice ideas and see how we can move forward. And for also becoming a pride. I have visited several countries in the world and people ask me. In fact, a lot of my friends, usually, when any of the event is coming up, they will be calling me, are you going to be there? I say, of course I'm going to be here.
Are you getting ready for another big one? The largest housing show in Africa. 2 decades of relentless exhibition and conference. The 20th edition of the Africa International Housing Show, happening from the 13th to 18th of July 2026 at the prestigious Transco Hilton Hotel, Abuja, Nigeria. This premier event is Africa's largest housing and construction expo, attracting over 50,000 attendees in Africa and beyond, thereby giving room for developers, construction giants, financiers, home interiors, mortgage and microfinance banks, drawing from about 21 different countries of the world. Get ready to be part of history.
Stakeholders in Nigeria's housing finance sector have continued to emphasize the need for stronger mortgage systems and sustainable financing solutions to address the nation's housing deficit. These formed part of discussions at the 20th Annual General Meeting of Infinity Trust Mortgage Bank held in Abuja, where stakeholders reviewed the bank's performance, growth trajectory, and strategic direction. Correspondent reports that stakeholders unanimously approved all resolutions presented before the meeting. including the adoption of the bank's 2025 audited financial statements, declaration of dividends, approval of bonus share issuance, re-election of directors, and reappointment of external auditors. Here are the details. Housing finance remains a critical component in addressing Nigeria's growing housing needs, especially as affordability and access to mortgages continue to challenge many Nigerians. It is against this backdrop that stakeholders have gathered for the 20th Annual General Meeting AGM of the Infinity Trust Mortgage Bank to review the institution's operational performance and, of course, discuss strategies aimed at strengthening housing finance delivery in the country. Management of the bank highlighted achievements recorded within the financial year, alongside ongoing efforts geared toward improving mortgage accessibility, customer confidence, operational efficiency, and long-term growth.
In view of what we talk about Infinity Trust Mortgage Bank, creating wealth, you observe by yourself that the shareholders are happy with the growth, with the development of the bank, the dividend that has been declared together with the bonus share issues. It's a major turning point, both for the bank, for the shareholders, and for our business growth. So we're all very happy about that. We're all out to be able to raise funding which will be of benefit to our customers, and with that we believe that the bank's base will continue to, financial base will continue to grow further and further and steadily.
We are in the digital era. When I spoke about our 5-year strategic plan, I had said that technology is at the center of it. So we are looking to drive our business through technology. In fact, the financial space right now is being disrupted by technology. If you are not moving at the pace of the fintechs and the likes, you'll be left behind as a financial institution. So we've made a lot of investment in technology. And like I said, most of our products will be driven through digital channels. Now, that being said, we also have to make heavy investments for security, because technology makes you vulnerable to attacks. Cyber attacks is very prevalent in the financial industry currently. And so we are not leaving anything to chance. We are not looking to allow anybody, shortchange us, because we are driving our business through technology. And that is why we are strengthening our cybersecurity. We are strengthening our IT infrastructure. And part of the process, or part of the things we are doing, is to bring somebody on board who is very tech savvy, who also has a wealth of experience in cybersecurity. In the person of Mr. Bashegun Adetukumboni, he is a cybersecurity expert, and we believe that his presence in the board will go a long way. It will provide the necessary oversights to management, so much so that we are protected, we are secured, and we are not vulnerable to attacks.
The meeting also provided shareholders the opportunity to engage management on issues relating to financial performance, investment direction, and the future of mortgage banking in Nigeria. Patrick is one of them. For him, there are no fears about his financial stakes at the bank.
Infinity Mortgage Bank has been one of the best banks in the mortgage sector over the years. And for good 19 years, they have been consistent in dividend payment to their shareholders. That was why it's always reckoned that Infinity Bank, Mortgage Bank, is a place to be for all shareholders who love value creation. And we are very glad that today we are being given the highest dividend so far of 35 kobo, over the 21 kobo paid last year. We can see that Infinity Bank is setting the pace by working with the government institutions to ensure that housing is affordable to both the medium, the low, and the high in the society. You can see that they have bring down the interest rates to a minimum of single digits, and that in itself is very attractive, and it makes housing to now become affordable to those who dream of it in Nigeria.
The meeting, which brought together shareholders, directors, regulators, and other stakeholders, both physically and virtually, reinforces the popular saying that where one's treasure is, the heart is also there. What has played out here reflects the confidence, commitment, and of course, the sense of ownership that the stakeholders continue to demonstrate towards the institution, as the bank reassures shareholders that there is no cause for concern regarding its stability, growth, and of course, future direction. Joseph Johnson, reporting for Housing TV Africa. Certainly a significant development there for both the bank and its shareholders as efforts continue toward strengthening housing finance delivery in Nigeria. Meanwhile, as concerns over fraudulent land transactions and property disputes continue to grow within Nigeria's real estate sector, stakeholders are increasingly emphasizing the need for transparency, proper documentation and integrity-driven practices in property development and sales. Speaking on the issue, the business development manager of Solab Signature Properties, Hamza Umar, said the company has continued to build its operations around integrity, professionalism, innovation and sustainability in a bid to strengthen investor confidence and restore trust within the sector.
A whole lot of people say the real estate business in Nigeria, in Abuja, is saturated. But for Solab, we have what we call brand equity. And how we're bringing our brand equity is putting our core values in practice, which is integrity, professionalism, innovation, sustainability. For example, integrity. We have various means of ensuring our clients and our prospects trust us by carrying them through the 4 verification process: land titlement verification, site updates. Our media team always do a site update. If you go through our social media handles, you will see we have weekly site updates to show the level we are and what we are to do next. And also, we have a transparent payment process. We let you know where your money goes to. And number 4 is we make sure we have a post-construction maintenance policy. This, and with our MD, who has built a reputation of integrity, personally branded himself as a champion of what we do here.
If you've been waiting for the perfect time to invest in Guzape, this is it. For a limited time, Solab Signature Properties Limited is offering a 10% Salah promo discount on Burial Estates Guzape. 4-bedroom terrace plus BQ is going for 270 million naira instead of 300 million naira. A unit of 3-bedroom block of flats is going for 157,500,000 naira instead of 175 million naira. Burial Estate Guzape is designed for comfort, value and long-term returns in one of Abuja's most sought-after locations. Hurry now, because promo ends 31st of May 2026. Site inspection is happening this Saturday. Send us a DM to book an inspection and secure your unit before the promo ends. At Solab Signature Properties Limited, we're not just developers, we are your trusted guide to smart real estate investments.
Time now for a short break. Please stay with us.
Are you ready to take your business to the global market? Do you want to explore new markets, build powerful partnerships, meet investors, and close new deals? Then get ready for Africa's largest housing and construction gathering, the Africa International Housing Show, AIHS 2026, where developers, investors, construction companies, building materials manufacturers, policymakers and the industry leaders from across Africa and around the world converge. This is where business happens, partnerships are built, and opportunities are unlocked. Showcase your brand, make sales, expand your network, and connect to Africa's fastest growing housing market. Join us 13th to 18th July 2026 at the Transcorp Hilton Hotel, Abuja, Nigeria. Africa International Housing Show, where Africa's housing future meets opportunity. Register today.
As the spirit of sacrifice, faith, love, and unity fills the air once again, Housing TV Africa joins millions of Muslims across Nigeria and around the world to celebrate Eid al-Kabir. This sacred season reminds us of the values that strengthen every society: compassion, peace, generosity, and togetherness. At Housing TV Africa, we celebrate not just homes made of bricks and walls, but communities built on love, humanity, and shared purpose. As families gather in joy and gratitude, may this celebration bring peace to every home, prosperity to every family, and renewed hope for a better tomorrow. From all of us at Housing TV Africa, happy Eid al-Kabir, Eid Mubarak. Housing TV Africa, building conversations for better communities.
Welcome back. You're still watching Housing Development with me, Joseph Johnson. Thank you for staying with us. Now, one of the major concerns currently confronting Nigeria's construction industry is the persistent increase in the prices of building materials. Amid declining sales and worsening economic realities, many traders and developers attribute the situation to rising fuel prices, inflation, transportation costs, and fluctuating market conditions. At the Abari Building Materials Market in Abuja, traders, contractors, and prospective homeowners say the unstable market environment is making construction projects increasingly difficult to execute. Many fear that if the trend continues, affordable housing delivery could become even more challenging across the country. Correspondent Maria Gabo visited the market to assess the situation and now reports.
Within last month and this month, there is not much price difference. Yes, like last month, wheelbarrow was sold for 60,000. Same this month. It's still the same amount we buy in company that we still buy now, except some machines like drilling machine, filing machine, cutting machine. Last month it's being sold for. There are some products and the watts quality they are being sold for like 130, 140, but this month is 150.
So as of last month, fine coat is 17,500, but recently now, as I'm talking to you now, is 19,000 naira.
Okay, we'll have floor tile, we'll have 60 by 60, 60 by 120, 40 by 40, 30 by 30, assorted sizes, okay? And then they have different prices. For example, 60 by 60, we had one of previously was 5,005, like last month, 5,005 per square meter. Right now it's 6,500 per square meter. 60 by 120 was 9,000 naira per square meter, like last month, but now it's 10,000 naira. The fuel increment, the diesel, the truck that bring these tires, the transportation price have actually increased. And then the company complained that their production costs have also increased. So everything is going high.
And as the cost of housing continues to rise across Nigeria, disagreements between landlords and tenants over responsibility for repairs and property damages remain a common source of conflict. From leaking roofs and damaged fittings to structural faults and maintenance concerns, the question of who should bear the cost often sparks heated debate. Our team took to the streets of Abuja to hear directly from residents on who they believe should be responsible for damages before and after rent is paid.
If it's a damage that is above, like the agreement I had with my landlord, if it's a damage that is above, let's say, 50K, we'll do it based on percentage, yeah, 50-50. But if it's little damages, 10, 5, I think I should be able to fix them, yeah.
To be very, very sincere with you, that damages should be repaired by the landlord before you rent that house to another person. You should repair all the damages. Everything should be intact before I accept for another person to park in, before another person will move in. The landlord should repair every damages that is there.
In the other way, if na the house of 100,000 120, you can repair it to your taste. But if na the ones of POP, water is inside, of course, landlord can repair it because it's not easy to use a 400,000 and rent a house. The landlord can repair everything.
Sometimes the landlord and the tenant, they are working hand to hand. The landlord may not have money, but actually it's a landlord to repair the house. But when they have no money, there's no option. So if it's okay, do the house and remove out of the rent. I really mean, it's paying to two that you should part to join hand to repair the house.
To rent a house now, I look at the place that I like the place. I can do little work. My landlord said will come, but not. I will not leave everything for landlord to do because I'm the one living in apartments. He's not the landlord. That's what to call the inheritance fee. And when you rent a house, you inherit what is inside the house now.
And now the need for stakeholders to seek lasting solutions to Africa's housing challenges continues to resonate strongly among experts who insist that innovation, collaboration and sustainable development remain critical to building resilient cities and improving access to decent shelter across the continent. The Africa International Housing Show continues to provide a powerful platform where investors, developers, policymakers and housing professionals converge to exchange ideas, explore opportunities, and shape the future of housing in Africa. Now, here is a glimpse into what this year's edition promises to deliver.
It's been awesome.
It's a good relationship.
Opportunity.
Innovation.
Many professional people in this event.
Event was good.
Great job and keep doing it. You people are superb.
Are you getting ready for another big one? The largest housing show in Africa. 2 decades of relentless exhibition and conference. The 20th edition of the Africa International Housing Show, happening from the 13th to 18th of July 2026 at the prestigious Transco Hilton Hotel, Abuja, Nigeria. This premier event is Africa's largest housing and construction expo, attracting over 50,000 attendees in Africa and beyond, thereby giving room for developers, construction giants, financiers, home interiors, mortgage and microfinance banks, drawing from about 21 different countries of the world. Get ready to be part of history.
Well, it has been an engaging and insightful edition as we brought you major developments shaping the housing sector. Experts' perspectives on sustainable development and reactions from Nigerians on realities affecting housing and infrastructure delivery. And that wraps up this week's edition of Housing Development. Thank you very much indeed for being a part of it. Do make it a date with us again next time for more reports, analyses and updates from the world of housing, construction, infrastructure and real estate development. For more information, updates and exclusive content, follow Housing TV Africa across all social media platforms displayed on your screen. I'm Joseph Johnson. See you soon.